Good. Okay. Hi everyone. Okay, today we will see about day 14 discussion, day 14 plan discussion. Sorry, I don't know why my screen is not getting shared. Wait, I will resolve that issue soon. Okay. Now we will start start with the first question. So tropical cyclones are largely confined to South China Sea, Bay of Bengal, and Gulf of Mexico. Why? So this is the next question. I think someone joined. Yeah, joined.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Priya. You were absent yesterday, I think so.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you not feeling well?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Take care, Priya.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we will start up with the first question. So the first question is a very direct question about the tropical cyclones, which are largely confined to the South China Sea, Bay of Bengal, and Gulf of Mexico. So here you have to give answers in two parts. First one is about what is tropical cyclone, what are the suitable conditions for the tropical cyclones to be formed, and second part of the question is about you should be so specific why the tropical cyclones are largely confined to South China Sea, Bay of Bengal, and Gulf of Mexico. So the first part of the question I have answered here because tropical cyclones topic it is a very important topic in terms of geophysical phenomena like climatology we can say. Okay, because cyclones always tropical cyclones always has their worst effects despite the rainfall and increasing the underground water table or increasing the water bodies level. Okay, rather than that they cause devastating effects in the tropical zone we can say. Okay, so here we can say between 10 degree to 30 degree north of the equator we can see the effect of the tropical cyclones in north as well as south of the equator we can say, because that zone is called the tropical zone. Okay, in both the northern and the southern hemisphere. Okay, so first you have to give the definition for tropical cyclone. For this you can get answer from the NCERT book itself, that is we can say 12th standard NCERT, and as well as you can get the points from Coach and Leon book. Okay, which are the best books for we can say geography. So those two books are the basics, and that will be useful for prelims as well as mains too. So here the first part of the question is answered. Especially for geography questions, we have to draw diagrams often. Mapping, that is sketching the map. Okay, either we should draw our India map or else we should draw the world map. Okay, sometimes you may be in the situation to draw the specific continent map too. Okay, So it will be a good practice if you start practicing drawing the world map and India map, and especially each continental map in what we can say in 1/4 of a page. Okay, try to draw that. Not so specific in drawing, not like an artist competition and all. So just if we see the map, it should be look like that continent. Okay, see here my map will be not that much of artistic, but you can say this is a world map. Okay, like this you have to draw the map, because for geography type of questions always a map is preferred. Okay, whenever the question has been asked, so please try do the practice of drawing world map and each continental map, especially our India map. Okay, daily. Okay, it will just take 1 minute, not 1 minute, 30 to 40 seconds of your time to draw. Okay, because in that situation, while you are writing an answer for a 10 mark, that is 150 words, not exceeding 150 words, means 7 minutes you will be taking, 7 to 10 minutes only you will be taking. Okay, minimum 7 minutes should be taken to complete that answer. So within the 7 minutes you have to consolidate all the points, as well as you have to draw the map to know. So that's why please have the practice of drawing map. So here I have given the definition for tropical cyclones. We know tropical cyclones, that is, it is a low pressure area, and we can say they are present near the equator. So they have the good impact of Coriolis force. They will bring rainfall in those regions, as well as they will be having rotating winds. Okay, so that's why cyclones will cause devastating effects in those regions. Okay, always in India, the southern part of India, we will be having the nuances and devastating effects of flood, like we can say cyclone Gaja. Okay, like these and all. So first part of the question is about describing about the tropical cyclones and conditions of tropical cyclone. So please do remember the conditions and all. You have to memorize it. It will also help you in prelims. Okay, so large sea surface temperature should be more than 27 degree or 25 degree. Okay, in some books they will be giving more than 25 degree. In some books they will be giving more than 27 degree. So 25 to 27 degree you can write. Okay, so Coriolis force has a very, very good impact, and vertical wind speed will be there. And also we can say there will be already, because after the summer season only, the what we can say, the monsoon season will start. Okay, the tropical cyclones, because after during the summer season we will be having more evaporation and condensation process will be done. So low pressure area will be created in the subsequent month. We can say the monsoon season will be starting in India from June, no? Okay, so we can say the low level circulation, cyclonic circulation will be existing. It will be a pre-existing cyclonic storm will be there during the end of the summer season, we can say. So now you have to cover that is about the first part of the question, where you have to define about tropical cyclones and the conditions for tropical cyclones. Okay, the second part of the question should be, what are all the factors determining why the tropical cyclones are present more often in Gulf of Mexico? You can see Gulf of Mexico near North America, and Bay of Bengal near India and the Southeast Asian countries, and South China Sea especially. So why it is happening? What are all the factors helping them? Means you have to give it in one by one points. Okay, this is what the whole holistic coverage of the question should be there. The focus of the question is about why the tropical cyclones are more often in South China Sea, Bay of Bengal, and Gulf of Mexico. So the locus of the question is about what is tropical cyclones, what are the conditions for tropical cyclone. Okay, you can even draw this map sketch here itself. After the conditions of tropical cyclone, you can draw the sketch and you can proceed to the answer in the second page. Okay. So we can say first one is about location. So they are located between 8 degree to 30 degree. Especially they are talking about Bay of Bengal, Gulf of Mexico, and South China Sea. That's why we can say they are lying between 8 degree and 30 degree north of the equator. Usually the tropical cyclones will be happening between 10 degree to 30 degree north and south of the equator. As the focus of the question is about South China Sea, Bay of Bengal, and Gulf of Mexico, we can say that they lie between 8 degree and 30 degree north of the equator. and the sea surface temperature is more than 25 degree, and good impact of Coriolis force was there, and especially we can say they are free from the cold currents. There is no impact of the cold currents, okay, like Alaska current, okay, Gulf Stream, we can say there is no impact of the cold currents. They are free from cold currents. That's why the moisture laden is, okay, the warm currents which are coming from the land towards the water body areas, tropical oceans and seas, while crossing Gulf of Mexico, or we can say Bay of Bengal or South China Sea, they will carry the moistures. So the moisture laden winds will give rainfall to the windward side of the regions. Okay, so they are free from the cold currents. So we can say already after the summer season only monsoon season will be starting. So already the pre-existing cyclonic storm circulation will be there. That means what? The condition is suitable for a low pressure region. That's all. Okay, pre-existing low pressure region has been formed. Okay, and we can say local winds impact too. Okay, hot low winds. Okay, in along the China. Okay, like we can say the local winds have their own impact. For example, we can say the tropical easterly jet stream on Indian continent. Okay, after the western disturbances, we will be having our first monsoon. No, so local winds also contribute a lot to the tropical cyclones near these regions, especially Gulf of Mexico, as the focus of the question is on Gulf of Mexico, South China Sea, and Bay of Bengal. And also ITCZ, Intertropical Convergence Zone. There are these regions, we can say 80 degree to 30 degree north. The ITCZ zone is also located between these latitudes, and this create already ITCZ zone is always prone for the low pressure, extreme low pressure area, and because of that they provide the rotating winds. Okay, so like they may cause storms in the nearby areas. Okay, so high amount of tropical water. So the ample tropical water, for example, ample tropical water means Bay of Bengal, South China Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, there are only the tropical water because warm currents will carry the moistures from them, no, and they will cause rainfall in the nearby regions. So this is what the focus of the question has been covered here. So this is the complete coverage of this question. Only two parts in this question. This is a very, very direct question. Don't miss these questions and all. But while they are asking you a direct question, your answer maybe seems simple to your mind, but you have to specifically answer the each and every word of the question here. So you can see the focus is on tropical cyclones around the Gulf of Mexico, Bay of Bengal, and South China Sea. But in the introduction, you have to give about the definition of tropical cyclone and conditions for tropical cyclone, as well as you have to give a sketch map of the regions mentioned in the question. And after that only you have to start proceeding the second part of the question, or we can say the focus of the question, why tropical cyclones are more often in Gulf of Mexico, Bay of Bengal, and South China Sea. So at last the conclusion should be very practical, because tropical cyclones will cause heavy rainfall, and that will increase our groundwater table, and we can say our water bodies will have their retaining capacity during the time, but it will be helpful for us for the irrigating our lands and other social activities, we can say. Okay, consumption will be good during the summer season and all, but they will cause devastating effects like cyclone Fani. Okay, so they will cause devastating effects on the region, urban as well as the rural regions. So during the time and all floods, during floods time and all, we can see that in Odisha, or we can say in our Kerala or nearby Tamil Nadu, we can say devastating effects will be seen there. Okay, in rural areas as well as in the urban areas will be having their own impact on electrical transmission lines will be cut off. In the rural areas, the agricultural crops will be get affected. Okay, so during that time the National Disaster Management Authority will get into the field and they will help the people, no. So we can say we have to take mitigation measures for disaster management. Okay, that we will see in the next what we can say next plan. Whenever the disaster management plan is coming, we can see about that holistically. So here the conclusion should be so practical. Okay, that's all. So this is what the first question demands. Do you get satisfied with the answer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Priya, shall we? Okay, Priya. Shall we move on to the next question?
Okay, ma'am.
The next question is also a very direct question, but you have to link the fold mountains with that of earthquake and volcanoes. That is what where you may make mistakes. Okay, while linking fold mountains and earthquake and volcanoes. So this question is based on geomorphology. Okay, sorry. Okay, the question is about why are the world's fold mountain systems located along the margins of the continents, either western margin or eastern margin? It doesn't matter. Okay, why the world's fold mountains? Fold mountains, we can say in our country, Himalayas is the youngest fold mountain, no? Okay, which was a recently formed one. So why the world's fold mountain systems are located along the margins of the continent? This is the first part of the question. Second part of the question, you can see, bring out the association between the global distribution of fold mountains and the earthquakes and volcanoes. So here you have to answer the question in three parts. The first one is about what is fold mountains and why they are located along the margins of the continents. The second part is about that is the same as association between the global distribution of fold mountains. Okay, that you will be answering the first part itself, second part itself. So the third part is about you should link the fold mountains with that of earthquake and volcano phenomena. Okay, so this is the demand of the question. So here you can say it is a plate tectonics question, plate tectonics based question. It is a purely a geomorphology question. So you should start, obviously you have to start the question with the theory of plate tectonics only. So here for the formation of the fold mountain systems or earthquakes or the volcanoes, we can say theory of plate tectonics is the dominant factor. The theory plays a major role here for the fold mountains, volcanoes and the earthquakes. Okay, so we can say how the fold mountains are formed. How the fold mountains are formed means they are formed by the plate boundaries, either convergence or divergence or transform, we can say. Especially fold mountains are formed by the convergent plate boundary system between continental or ocean continental plates. Okay, the lighter, what we can say, the heavier density material will be getting beneath the lighter material one. Okay, that is how the zone of subduction will be formed, and you will be getting on the land fold mountains. On the ocean, if an ocean and the continental plate converge each other, okay, they go on convergent plate boundaries means you can see the ridges like island will be formed. Okay, so especially we can say this is the process. So I have given. So the first part of the question is about what is fold mountains. I have given clearly here. After that, you have the first part of the question itself. They have asked. So why they are located along the margins of the continents. So now we have to give a map representation, map sketch here. Okay, see here the map sketch. So here I have shown the dotted lines, no, like a millipede it is seen, no. So they are nothing but the plate boundaries. Okay, plate boundaries, ocean as well as continental. So while drawing this question, while drawing this map sketch, rough sketch of the world map, you have to give a what we can say title to, like world map showing plate boundaries. That's all. So because they have given you, the question is about why they are located along the margins of the continents. So we can see here in the North America, South America, in India, and near what we can say Europe and Africa, we can see the plate boundaries location, and I have given certain examples too. I have mentioned the fold mountains examples too. See here in India, I have shown, or else you can say then the South Asia, I have given Himalayas and the Eurasian Himalayas, and near the Europe, Appalachian mountains, and you can also add Alps mountains too in the Italy region. Okay, and here you can see in the South America Andes mountain. So these are all located along the margin of the continents. So we are showing here, due to the convergent or divergent or transform plate boundaries, these fold mountains have been formed. Especially the fold mountains will be formed due to the convergent plate boundaries, either continental or continental ocean plate, while they are converging each other. Okay, zone of subduction will be formed. So the first part of the question has been answered here. Okay, so now we have to give the global distribution also I have covered here in the sketch itself. Okay, also I will be the second part of the question, we have to give how the fold mountains are getting formed. Okay, and we have to state some examples for the plate boundaries too. Okay, so this is the demand of the question. First, you have to explain about fold mountains and you have to show a sketch. Okay, and next you have to say what is the general procedure for the formation of fold mountains, like interaction of the plate boundaries. That's all. Okay, and next part of the question, you should locate the plate boundaries in a world map. A rough sketch should be drawn and you have to give some title, and after that you have to show the process of the fold mountains, because they have asked you the global distribution of the fold mountains. The continental boundaries of here and ocean. See so that's why I have written like this. Okay, also you can have their have your artistic way in drawing this. Okay, so see here, ocean, continental plate, ocean and continental plate are getting converged, and continental plate are getting converged. You can say the lighter material, the heavier density material will be getting subsidized down, and the lighter material will come at the they will be superseding the heavier material one. Okay, the heavier density will be getting down, getting to the bottom, and the material will be on the top, we can say. Okay, because the weighted material will be, you know, the same phenomena only also happens here. So while the convergence of continental plate happens, here you can see the subduction zone. I have drawn it like a slope, no? Okay, subduction zone is formed. Through that the molten magma, molten rock will come to the top and they will form the fold mountains on the terrestrial region. And if an ocean and a continental plate get converged, means they will form ridges or islands in the oceanic plate. That's all. Okay, so for example, I have given for the continental plate, Himalayas are formed due to the convergence of Eurasian Indo-Australian, and as well as the Andes also I have given for we can say a minor plate and a major plate is getting collided here. Nazca plate is a minor plate and South American plate is a major plate. I have also shown the Nazca plate in the rough sketch too. While we are giving some examples, that should be indicated in a rough sketch, so that will add meaningful to the sketch. Okay, everyone will draw the map, but what it contains only matters. Okay, so now we are covering the last part of the question, that is about earthquakes and volcanoes, which are the adjoining activities along with the fold mountains. So due to the fold mountains creation, we can see some fissures or cracks will be there. Through them, fissures and cracks will be there. No, through them, molten magma will be getting erupted. So that is what volcanic eruptions will be there. For earthquakes, we can say while the plate movements are there, we will be having seismic waves. Okay, so that will ultimately cause the seismic movement. Earthquakes will be there. So at last, coming to the conclusive conclusion. Okay, holistic conclusion we can say. In the holistic conclusion, you have to give about the reality of the fold mountains, because through the fold mountains we can study about the interior of the earth. Okay, and also it creates a dynamicness in the geomorphology of the earth. Okay, whenever a plate boundary get converged, we can say it forms a new what we can say geological or topography on the earth. Okay, and as well as we can say due to the formation of the fold mountains, more often earthquakes only will happen, because direct collision of plate will be there. No, volcanic eruption are very less when compared to the earthquake frequency. Okay, here in this question I have covered everything. You can see the focus of the question is on why it is formed along the margins and the earthquakes and volcanoes. So for the locus of the question, we have given the formation, what is fold mountains, and how the fold mountains are formed. Okay, and we have come to the focus on why they are present on the margin of the continents and the global distribution of the fold mountains, and subsequently are also discussed here. This is the structure of an answer should. This is what the question demands. Okay, that's all. Still anyone is having doubt in this question? Priya, do you have any doubt in this question? I think, okay.
Oh, no, ma'am.
Okay, Priya. We will move on to the next one, add on. Okay. So the add-on is a very happiest question we can say, because recently World Happiness Report has been released by United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network, no? So that is why I have given this question to happiness. So this question is based on your perspective only. What is your perspective on happiness? Okay, because this question itself demands your perspective only, your opinion only. Okay, so this is my perspective. So I will just give a structure how to write. Okay, this is my perspective of about happiness. So you can see I will just give you an idea how to approach this question, because this is wholly based on your personality. Okay, so the question is about all human beings aspire for happiness. Yeah, ultimately we are aspiring for happiness in each and every moment, you know. Okay, so while achieving our dreams, or while we can say we're achieving our small dreams, or while buying a new dress, or while we are going for a walk in a park, so everything which gives us a state of smile, no, that is the happiness, no. Okay, so do you agree? What does happiness mean to you? Explain with the examples. So three part of the question, whether we are agreeing that all human beings aspire for happiness. Ultimately we can say all human beings aspire for happiness only in one way or the other. Okay, so we can say for example, a beggar is not having happiness, he will be having happiness. Okay, when he has just one time of food in a day, okay, he will have the happiness, no, he or she will be the happiness, no. And we can say the multi-millionaire like Adani or Ambani in our country, we can say they also aspire for happiness. Okay, while they are being with their family, or while they are achieving the target in their business. Okay, everyone aspire for happiness only. Okay, right from the multi-millionaire, or we can say the economically the so-called below poverty line people too. Okay, everyone aspire for happiness according to their view. Okay, I will agree with this. All the human beings aspire for happiness, but in this question, you should not explicitly write that as in your high school. Like, yes, I agree. All human beings aspire for happiness. You should not write like that. Okay, in the way of introduction itself, how you are approaching the answer itself should show whether you are agreeing or disagreeing with the quotation. Okay. This is what a bureaucrat should write in a diplomatic way. Okay. And the second part of the question is, what does happiness mean to you? You have to give your own definition of happiness here, and they are asking you to explain with some examples. You can give any experience from yours. Okay, even personal experience too. Okay. So I have given the definition for happiness here. You can see it is just a state of mind which is emotionally attained, because it is an emotion. No, happiness is an emotion which can be seen through our eyes, which can be seen through our lips. Okay, so through our face itself will show our happiness. Okay, when we see our love, or we can say when we see our lovely things. Okay, so happiness is the state of the mind which is emotionally attained through satisfaction. Only when it gives satisfaction we will have the happiness. No. For example, if you are having a plan today as per the civil service aspirant and you are completing it, okay, or almost whether completing it 100%, you are completing it to a 60 to 70% itself will give you a satisfaction. Oh yes, I have reached something better than yesterday. No, so that is a state of mind, which is emotionally attained through satisfaction. And integrity and attitude. Happiness lies on the attitude only, how we see. Okay, and integrity is nothing but how we share our happiness with others too. Okay, whether it is affecting others or not. Okay, my view is about integrity. It will give pleasant experience to everyone, not only to me, like that. Okay, so it will not affect anyone's liberty or freedom. Okay, so happy I have given my own perspective of the definition there, and we can say every human beings have their attain happiness in each and every moment of their life. Okay, that is how the hope only, the happiness only drives our life. No, every day will not be the same day, but in a day we will have some a certain less than 1%. Some things will give us happiness. No, even though in a very bored day. Okay, so I have given here two extreme personalities, how they determine their happiness. So I will be taking Mahatma Gandhi, because Mahatma Gandhi can be given a very great example for everything when it comes to ethical point of view. It's my opinion, it's my true opinion. Okay, we can merge him with we can link him with the ethical values or moral values, like empathy, like we can say integrity, and what we can say, attitude. Okay, tolerance. For all these values in ethics, we can compare Mahatma Gandhi ji. Okay, he lived through it. So I have given two extreme personalities like Mahatma Gandhi, who attained happiness while achieving independence through satyagraha and ahimsa, and Mother Teresa too. Her happiness is defined by her charity work, her altruistic behavior. Okay, she always love and she always uh, have a very pure heart. She always strive towards love and what we can say, peace. So on the other hand, Adolf Hitler, Mussolini also have their own way of happiness towards their authoritarian work, authoritarian deeds, and while doing genocide of the Jews, Adolf Hitler attained happiness. No, we can say it's his perspective of happiness. That's all. But my definition of happiness in the introduction is about doing good. Integrity, the word integrity itself tells that it will not affect others' liberty or freedom. Okay, so while writing these type of question, you should give the two types of personalities here. Okay, it's my view of answering this question. Okay, you can also use this. Okay, because ethics is all about your personality is getting checked up. So this is you should think the question in many ways. Okay, so please keep practicing ethics question. Okay, there is no standard for the ethics question. This is how you should write here as like the GS question, because if you see the GS question, first one, tropical cyclones they have asked. So on the focus of the question is on Gulf of Mexico, South China Sea, Bay of Bengal. So focus of the question as given, locus should be on the tropical cyclone, but you should not deviate from your topic there. No, but in this question you can have the focus happiness, and you can compare it with in all dimensions, with the positive dimension and negative dimension too. So that's what I have written here. Okay, so because ethics question doesn't have a definite, or we can say this is how it should be, this is how the universally accepted and all structure is not there. It is your own perspective. So, and what does happiness means to you? They have asked here, no? So just to give the definition of your opinion, and they explain some examples they have given. So I have given my example here, my own life example, while going through the process of achieving my dream as a civil service aspirant. Okay, you can even add your examples too. So what I have written means, even though I get failures, okay, or getting even though I get failures, or I can say I am not getting while I am getting success too, I will always have the satisfaction of going doing a step ahead, doing something which was better than the previous one. That satisfaction gives me the happiness. Okay, and learning from the mistakes will try to rectify that error, and I will ultimately get the happiness in that. So, and I have given some given the journey to here, because while the civil service preparation itself gives me the attitude of seeing positive in everything, and it paves way for other values like empathy, tolerance, integrity, attitude, and compassion. Okay, so I have given my example. You can write any example. Okay, I have just given my own experience while preparing for the civil service examination. Okay, so ultimately the conclusion should be a very holistic one. Like we can say, we can add a report or we can add any quotation. Okay, so I have given the report here. So the recent World Happiness Report have been given released, by the United Nations Sustainable Solutions Network. How can we attain happiness in a nation or in the world through reducing inequalities only? While achieving the Sustainable Development Goal 10, we can increase, or we can broaden the happiness to everyone. No, so as a bureaucrat, I have written the, as a, what we can say, from a bureaucratic perspective, you should write the conclusion here. Okay, this is the demand of the question is about whether you are agreeing with the quotation, and they are asking you to give your perspective on on happiness, and they are asking you to illustrate with some examples too. So that is your own part of the question, and the conclusion should be like, it can be other way also, just with the conclusion in ethical sense also you can write. Okay, so where rather than writing this conclusion, you can also replace it with the other conclusion, like we can say the happiness is the ultimate goal of all the human beings or all the individuals, we can say. And while an individual has attained happiness, society, if a society will attain the happiness. When a society attains happiness, the whole country will attain happiness through its performance. When a country gets attainment, it will share its happiness to all other countries. Ultimately, what we can say, substantial happiness can be achieved. Like this also, we can replace this conclusion. Okay, that's all. We have covered all the questions here. So I will upload the answers in our group too.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, please keep practicing the questions. Okay, Priya, please keep practicing questions. Then only you will have the practice of writing and you can improve your answers too. Okay, so
Yes,
we will
ma'am.
wind up the session now. Tomorrow we will meet again in day 15 plan. Okay, thank you
Okay, ma'am.
all.
Thank you,
Good
ma'am.
night. Thank
Good
you,
night.
Priya. Good night, sweet dreams. Okay, thank you.